Front of this is from Bobby Forrest, a mutual friend of mine and Natalie and Alicia's. Well, he wasn't ever actually my friend. He was one of those people that wanted to threaten harm against me and be very hateful. But then Alicia disappeared in 2019, and I had a YouTube channel that people were paying attention to, at least a little bit more than usual, so he reached out to me to help find her. What a mean thing to do, because he never came forward about that. Nobody ever does. Shannon Alvarado doesn't ever speak up about how much she wanted to pressure me to make a new email address, or of course Joanna Taylor Smith, oh, make a new address, make a new Facebook. She wasn't getting the point. See, that's the thing. I say with the evidence, nobody will look at it. And then those people like Joanna Taylor Smith who claimed to be my friend, did she ever come forward in public or to the police with me about any of this? No, she didn't. She was too busy talking over me. And then, oh, well, I thought, no, you didn't. You assumed. Big fucking difference. Assumptions are for not fucking listening. When somebody is abused, it is never okay to make them go to fucking therapy instead of doing your goddamn job as a cop. That is never fucking okay. This is sheer abuse of fucking power. Trying to fucking bully people into moving. No matter where I go, I don't get to sit down and fucking get established. By the time anything comes of housing, I've already been ripped off of everything I own. Y'all got people killed. Do not pay any attention to that capitalizing on homelessness is getting a lot of people killed. Natalie Bollinger is dead because you guys didn't want to do your jobs as human beings. No, you just want to judge afterwards. People take advantage of my disabilities. They take advantage of my disability money. They use the term mentally ill to try to discredit me without ever trying to look at evidence. Oh, we're just going to pawn it off on mental health. Who won't look at fucking evidence either, you pieces of shit? It's not based on evidence, you fucking pieces of shit. It's based on my predators lying and my friends doing nothing. Not one of my friends ever come forward with me to fucking speak up. And they were so fucking stupid about it. Like, alright, a woman who's never had to deal with that, yeah, she'll sit right through that and let the fucking cops do that shit to you. Like, why don't you stop and listen? Yeah, it's a lot different being a male than a female. We don't get everything handed to us by the opposite gender. We don't get to date somebody for 6 months and then leave with half their shit. We don't get to go to the cops when we're abused. We don't get to tell our friends or our family about it without them being amused. Oh, you got beat up by a girl. Or, oh, well, you better not have touched her back. Or, what did you do to deserve getting beaten on? What did you do? She got fucking drunk. Is that a good enough reason for me to get beaten on? Apparently it is. I have to defend myself against actual horrible, Horrible people. Because not one of you actually cares about me as a human being. You want to know everything all at once, but then you don't want to listen to what my abilities even are. You want to tell me what to think and what to feel and give it to Jesus. That is never okay. I got a lot of evidence here that it's not just me. It's not just me going through this. Please look in the link description on here. That's my email address. Send me an email and I will make sure that I add you to the list along with these officers. I also don't hide the things that I did. My predators got to do whatever they wanted by gaslighting me and bullying me, committing any felony that they wanted to commit, calling me mentally ill and fucking getting away with it. Having to listen to 1,000 sorries from weak-minded Christians is pathetic. You know what else is pathetic? All those people who think that it's just Christians. It's not just Christians. You bully whoever you think you can get away with bullying. When it comes to protocol, all of these assholes have abused protocol to make a profit or to prevent themselves from getting in trouble by pawning us off onto someone else. If the cops pawn us off on mental health and mental health is supposed to give them a diagnosis, they will tell mental health what diagnosis they want. That is how easy it is for fucking cops, you pieces of shit. And when these mental health don't do their jobs, they just call the cops show up immediately and fucking harm you. And that is never okay. I've got a lot of audio files. I'll try to send them to you. I don't care if there's people's phone numbers in them or not. The fact is that all of those people should have been fucking contacted. But instead, we all got round and round and round in fucking circles, which wouldn't have happened if these people had called with me and fucking recorded it. Jesus goddamn Christ. But yeah, sure, Sunday school, right? That's what we got to focus on. We're going to go and we're going to do some singing, and we're going to do some dancing, and we're going to listen to some dude horribly botch a very good book. The Bible is actually a very good book. If you're an atheist, I do recommend reading it. I recommend that everybody read the Bible. I also recommend that everybody read the book Mein Kampf. That is on my recommended reading list. Do you know why? Because that man engineered the genocide of millions of people. And it's important that we as human beings never go back. We never follow leaders like that again. But you get to see why it happens. You don't care about the disabled or the homeless. They're the first to go, aren't they? You don't need men, you don't need men. But then once you're getting something serious, you got to move, huh? Your landlord got sick of your shit, now you gotta move. You need somebody who can actually lift that fucking couch? Why don't we stop this lunacy? Oh, someone's going to get offended over that word. Oh, that's a sexist word. You know what? They use it for men and women. I use my curse words in the right way. When I'm pissed off about the right things. While you're pissed off that I'm cursing, do you pay any attention to why? Oh, you absolutely don't. You don't care. If you do, if you want to change things so that instead of spending $120,000 to $180,000 a year to make sure that a homeless person stays homeless, but lots of other people profit, lots of mental health workers profit from this, the jails profit from this, the police profit from this. And then those piggies want to bully us for trying to turn them in. Now that officer yesterday, Officer Pierce, I sent him an email from Natalie. I went to mental health because that's where the cops sent me when they didn't want to do their jobs. Mental health sent me back to the cops. Cops sent me back to mental health. Mental health sent me back to the cops. Where's the fucking advocacy? When they don't want to do their jobs, they just change the subject and talk about something else other than the abuse. When you try to show them evidence, they pretend that they can't see it. They're not allowed to look at the evidence, and so on and so on. Are you fucking kidding me? You're not allowed to look at evidence of abuse? They say, oh no, I believe you. Well, if you believe me, why aren't you doing your job as a mandated reporter to do the job that is required of you as a mandated reporter? Like those ladies at First Steps, Clatsop County. There's a whole 2 weeks of abuse in Clatsop County. I had to get my phone repaired my first day there, though. I wasn't able to get this phone up and running until just recently. How the hell am I supposed to do the things they're expecting me to do when they're sending me to mental health instead? Where are all my resources going? Where is all my time going? Once I've spent all of my money for a month going to all the places they told me to go, I'm stuck in my car with nothing. Listening to your pretty fucking words telling me to do shit I can't. I'm not a fucking millionaire. God bless America. This is not okay. Those body cameras, when you make them impossible for the victim to get, and you make the victim go in by themselves, that's what I told my friends, don't make me go in alone. They will break the law. They will break the law and they will fucking hurt me. If you don't care, don't fucking pretend to. Don't give me false promises. And sure as fuck don't talk over me. When you say you don't understand, you don't need to say that. I know you don't fucking understand. You show that when you talk over me. You show me how little respect you have for me when you do that. When you interrupt me over and over and over again. That's a horrible thing. And you go, oh, I don't get why it's such a big deal. Well, you know what? I'm trying to show you that. Instead of downplaying everything that I fucking say, and diminishing me as a human being. Why don't you shut up and listen? Why don't you look at some actual evidence? Take an active fucking role. You'd think any parent of an autistic child would want to get in on this. doggedroman@gmail.com. Help me to turn in these officers. Mental health is supposed to work together with the officers to see to it that these crimes are taken care of. I included the Oregonian in the email that I sent. My abilities are limited because of abuse by law enforcement, and I will not shut up. I will not. Across the state of Oregon, I've been horribly mistreated by every service. Because you know what? None of them care who harms me. Nobody's going to investigate crimes against the homeless. They send us to mental health. No matter what, it's mental health, mental health, mental health. Nobody cares who hurts us. Let's listen to Claire. She's somebody's mother. You might pretend to care about her because she's somebody's mother. Let's listen to what she has to say.
So I'm in my car. Hang on a second. I'm in one of the canyons, so I just have to get all the way back up to Estes where I work. Anyway, yeah, I absolutely understand those situations, and I'd love to testify about it because I had so many situations where basically, like, it's like the Stanford prison experiment on a massive scale out there. It's fucking disgusting. People drive people to madness over, like, power and control. Like, they really get a kick out of controlling the homeless population out there, but then they don't actually want to do anything about it, and so they just push people until they break. And then when they break, they're like, oh, see, this is why you can't function in society. It's like, oh, okay, so you're going to torture me for 4 months, use all my resources, send me in endless loops to go check out other resources, other places until I have less than I started with. Take away every basic necessity of living and comfort. Maslow's hierarchy of basic needs, man. Like, no shelter, no food. Yeah, people are going to lose their shit. And you start treating people like they have less than animal rights, you're going to end up with a lot of people that are basically gone feral, and now you're cornering them and threatening them. Of course they're going to fight back. That's not a mental health problem. That's torture.
Exactly.
My problem was that the state that my ex left me in, and his, landlord or whatever, I couldn't quite form proper sentences, and I kept having heat stroke, so I'm really not even sure if the words that I thought I was saying were the words coming out of my mouth. And I can't tell because no one cared to pay attention enough. So I could have, I thought I was saying stuff like, I need an ice pack before I have a seizure, I need water, I'm having heat stroke, and I need help. And I would say that over and over and over, and they'd be like, ma'am, you need to calm down or I'm calling the cops. And then they would stare at me with, like, a weirdly smug smile, like, what are you even saying? And it's really disturbing because some of these, like, emergency workers and mandatory reporters are supposed to be trained to see something like that. Like,
when you tell on their coworkers,
this basic shit. Like, how to recognize a stroke, or, somebody having a health crisis, not a mental crisis, or, like somebody starts speaking gibberish and half their face isn't moving, maybe you should get them to the fucking ER instead of laughing at them and being like, well, if you don't want my help, I'm out of here, which is what happened to me in Vancouver, Washington, in a fucking parking ride.
Yeah. Not sure if you noticed. were not treated very well. There's a lot from her. She was in a lot of the same places as me.
I absolutely know that I have brain damage from multiple rounds of heat stroke because people were denying even so much as water to people that looked homeless. And that's insane. There's states where that's illegal to deny somebody a glass of water. And so it just kind of blew my fucking mind that people were just like torturing the homeless population to the point where they break, and then like, you know, just modifying their own memory, I guess. Like, oh, they were always like that. See, that's why we don't help you. It's like, yeah, but, you know, you could go 4 fucking months holding your shit together and functioning like a normal person, politely trying to seek out resources for, you know, not to be homeless and, you know, living in a hotel or whatever. And then if you're acting well put together, then they act like you must just be lazy or trying to con them. And so they don't want to help you because you're not in crisis enough. And then when you finally hit crisis enough, they call the police because now you're just acting crazy. Or, you know, like here in Colorado, I was told that I was going to get some help. I got all the paperwork they asked for. I showed up. I made, you know, promises with the hotel that I was staying at that they were going to get a payment from this local resource. And I show up like an hour before I'm supposed to have this all done, you know, with a one last piece of paper that they asked for. And suddenly they had changed their mind and decided that they had things that they thought were a better idea for my family, except for they didn't. The things that they suggested were so overly complicated and worse, and would make things worse for me and my children, that it was mind-blowing. And so then I spent 45 minutes I absolutely know that I have brain damage from multiple 45 minutes talking to this director about it and hammering out the details, and then finally coming back around again to the point where it was like, oh yeah, just a hotel voucher would actually be the best thing. And this lady jumps in. She's like, okay, well, I still think that my idea is better, and that's what we're going to go with. And I had a freaking autistic meltdown about it because, like, it instantly made me feel suicidal because their suggestions, instead of a hotel voucher to bridge a little bit of a gap for me, was to put the kids in foster care, go into a safe house, quit my job so that I could go into this specific shelter. And I was just like, well, why would I do that for 2 weeks? And then try to pick up all the pieces after quitting my job? Are you insane? So, hang on a second.
Yeah, it's reality, people. And yeah, Claire took advantage of me too. But also, a lot of y'all say don't make excuses for these people. Well, I do make excuses for them. If you're a parent and you're in a scared situation like that, yeah, it is difficult. But you need to speak out. You have to be afraid to speak out when it's a police officer. There's a lot of people on my channel who have talked about being abused and why they had to flee. We got a lot of people out here talking about how the system doesn't work and why. Let's listen to the July 5th situation. I wasn't able to record it live, and I was trying to. The problem is the phone that I'm using for recording all this was broken at the time. This is it. Both them places you sent here closed.
Oh. I'm thinking it might be a good idea to hang out in that area because
Alright, so she tries not to smile through everything here. This is after the cop had showed up, Officer Holloway. And she's trying really, really, really hard not to smile at everything I say. That is very unnerving. While she's speaking, she's having problems speaking because of trying not to smile at the bullshit coming out of her mouth, because she knows that she's intentionally misleading the situation. Not okay.
both open at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah, the problem is the other thing I keep saying about them talking over everything, wanting to make the same suggestion over and over and over again, literally anything to change the subject so they don't have to hear about the abuse or look at any evidence of the abuse. They wanted me to go back and forth between there and my car to dig through all of this stuff. They're not stopping to understand I'm incapable of doing that at the moment. But I still tried. Y'all tell me to do a bunch of things that are really expensive. You don't understand that I don't have the money to do those things, and it's not going to matter anyway without a friend or family member who cares. So, at least than the other homeless people. But yeah, I'll probably end up heading up there. But they said the library, that the internet stays on, and that as long as I'm not living there, it's alright if I stay there pretty late to try to work on anything on the computer. In my car, of course, because they close at 5. Meanwhile, I can't work on my computer anymore. The situation with the cop coming and talking to me, that was weird.
Because we're so close, they do come by here often.
Well, he came in, he knew my name, and was asking about a situation that he got completely wrong, but the only people I talked to about was you guys. So, I mean, it's weird that he would come in and tell me that some guy called him.
Yeah, I don't know, but if you were here tomorrow, he would probably still be coming by.
But it's the fact that he knew my name and was talking. You hear that, how I have to take it in stride. She's literally laughing. And I have to take it in stride and maintain a professional composure there. There gets a point where professional composure isn't working because the professionals are acting like fucking 5-year-olds. Meanwhile, I'm wasting gas so I can keep my electronics up, just so I can make these videos here to try to get help. Because if I go in alone, it's always the same thing. Mental health sends me to the police send me to mental health. The police refuse to do their jobs. Mental health refuses to do their jobs. I try to turn them in, and I'm sent to themselves to turn themselves into themselves. How well is that going to fucking work, you stupid shits? You don't care how much money is wasted on fucking therapists instead of the cops doing their jobs? How much money is wasted on cops showing up just to blow off a victim? Send them to mental health? It's just stupid. If I'd been able to record it, that would be better. It could be.
Yeah. I think that's pretty standard.
It's not standard. It's not standard for them to come and harass somebody like that. It's either they got a call from somebody who's elsewhere, or they got a call from somebody who... Cop didn't say he ran my name. He didn't say he was coming by to see her. No, it's not standard to go check in every vehicle. The officer said that he got a call. from a man claiming that I was, what was the exact words that he said? That I was wanted for questioning and a murder. No, that's absolutely not what I said. And to what man? I want to know who this man is. Now let's take a look at some more of this stuff. But this is our situation. This is the last time I spoke with them. After that, it's been speaking out against them. She fucking laughed at me. I mean, holy Christ. Laughed at me while fucking lying through her teeth. And she's just going to keep on interrupting me and trying to make excuses for things that definitely the body cameras are going to show are not what she's fucking playing off at me. That is gaslighting. And it's fucking stupid. Professional my ass. This is a fucking child in a grown-up's body here that this lady is obviously mentally no older than fucking 5.
Here, the thing with my name and with the situation with Natalie, I get that harassment everywhere I go by cops.
Yeah.
If I don't have the ability to record it, it's not safe for me to talk to them. I don't have a parent or a guardian or an advocate.
And that's what I explained to him. That's what's went in.
With turning anything into the police. So for me to even talk to them is unsafe.
I've got the paperwork. I still need help with it. I can't turn it in alone. And I don't have a place to go through everything that needs to be put on that stuff. I still need someone to fucking advocate for me.
What are they going to do, though?
Oh, here she is trying to send me to another mental health place. Like, she started off telling me that I needed to go to a different jurisdiction. That's what they always do. They want to push you off to another jurisdiction. You're assaulted, right? You go to the cops. Cops don't do shit. They send you to mental health. What does mental health do? Tells you to move. What do the cops do? Tell you to move. What that bully want to do? Tell me to move. That's everybody's fucking solution. Grass is greener on the other side. Meanwhile, these people are all predatory. You can see them being predatory. You can hear their voices. But I have to maintain a calm at all points in time. And yeah, I'll bring this screaming and shouting and cursing to the internet.
But what do they do?
They offer mental health community-based services. Supported employment program, peer support.
So they provide literally nothing but drug addicts for help.
But no advocacy for the disabled. See, none of these mental health places advocate for the disabled. None of them do their jobs as mandated reporters. None of them care. They tell you that's the police's job. Well, no, it's not. The police say it's your job. See, that's what the police do when you try to turn them in. They try to discredit you, and they fuck with you, like they did out at Walmart. Multiple occasions. When they don't take it seriously, what an unsafe situation I'm in, it's completely fucked. Anyway, I'm going to end this video. Well, no, I should show you that it's not just me.
That's what peer support amounts to in Oregon.
Now, there's more to this, and it's already on my channel until the very end, but literally...
I can't explain what it's like having to live in my car and people blow that off and hear their own thing in their head. I'm exhausted with this. This has been 7 years of this. I was told if I jumped through these hoops that I'd get disability and these people would stop, but that's not what happened. Instead, I finally did get disability, but I got it just in time for a whole bunch of people to want to take advantage of the fact that I had an income.
Yeah.
There's nobody who protects me from this, and I get blown off at every service that I go to, because if I talk calmly, then people don't think there's a problem. If I have a major anxiety attack over them not paying attention to the fact there's a major problem, it turns into me being treated like I'm some sort of a monster or animal because I'm not being heard. And I can't explain the bullies that bullied me to the point that I want my life to end without people locking me up in a mental facility pretending that I'm attempting to kill myself.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stop bullies, not kill myself. I'm trying to get a safe place for me to go. And everybody keeps wanting to run me around and send me to a bunch of homeless shelters. Have you ever stayed in a homeless shelter? It's horrible.
I'm really sorry you have to go through all this.
Me too. Officer's name was Holloway, right?
Yes. I did write it down on your paper too.
Yes, ma'am.
Haven't talked to him since. That was July 5th. Yeah, that was right after the situation with Holloway. They started trying to, instead of listening, see, they halfway listened until Holloway showed up, and then after that, they were just interested in pawning me off on someone else in another jurisdiction, have me move elsewhere. And there's multiple interactions and recordings. I mean, I got a lot of evidence here of a lot of predators I had to deal with. I also got evidence in the back here that shows that I actually did have to deal with these people. See, this is the evidence from the internet, and then there's the evidence right here that shows that, yeah, I know these people. I even have their signatures on a lot of my paperwork. Did you know that Sarah Nelson, who is the assistant warden in the Lincoln Correction Center, is in prison for sexual assault against an inmate? Couldn't help herself but be horn dogging. Alright, we'll go to the internet. Let's see if it'll let me go to my channel. This one right here isn't attached to my account. I'm not very good with computer stuff. Here's a conversation with Marcia Estrada, my licensed independent mental health care professional. The rattling is my audio recording device that was attached to my keys at the time.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's kind of on a detour, clear, because they're working on that road there.
I had the same detour, so you're good.
Okay. What?
A lot of people got a bad habit of thinking go through it that it didn't happen.
Marcia Estrada was real nice and she listened real well.
Alright.
Or decently well for a therapist. No, not really decently well for a therapist even. For a mental health worker, she listened pretty well. Her co-workers were not so good at their jobs. She knew Tamara. She knew Jen Beebe. That's verified in this video, by the way. She was aware of the situation with Scott DaCosta and him doing that bugging people thing daily. Yeah, that'll drive you to fucking drinking. Getting harassed by the cops like that, especially a cop like Scott DaCosta. All these cops had to do was call me mentally ill. Public pretenders didn't give a shit. I'm homeless. They get paid whether they win or lose. Nobody fucking cares. The problem is I cannot physically take care of myself. I cannot financially take care of myself. And I am being abused to the point that I cannot mentally take care of myself. Like, I have to desperately try to trust crackheads, heroin addicts, meth addicts. Because cops aren't going to do their jobs. Now, she's a licensed independent mental health care professional. In this video, she states outright that I'm not schizophrenic, but this isn't what I clicked on this for. I clicked on this because the stuff that's happening here, locally, needs to be seen. Let me see. I'm looking for the one with, here's one of many bullies that decided to threaten me. This is in Clatsop County. This is in Warrenton that this happened. I'll turn it around so you can see it. Two men started harassing me and cursing at me. It took me a minute to get this thing going. I need help. I need help in this kind of harassment. This man pulled over. He's in the road. He pulled over in the road to harass me and started yelling at me and accusing me of harassing people and telling me to get out of this town. Telling me I needed to leave this town and he's going to run me out of this town. You need to run out of town right now. You hear me? You hear that right there? He's still doing this. You need to run away. You hearing this? He's trying to bully me and harass me and intimidate me into leaving. This is how not disabled people are treated. He is trying to bully me and harass me, same as the police. He needs to stop. You hear this? He's cursing at me and bullying me and berating me, and I'm going to get his license plate number. His license plate number, he's got a red passport. Honda. License plate number VRY 975. And he is threatening me with violence. No, I'm not. I'm telling you. He is threatening me with violence. I'm telling you right now, you need to get the fuck out of this town. Started off threatening with violence. This man will not stop harassing me. He pulled over to harass me, and now he's threatening me and intimidating me. He is wanting to get his voice heard after he pulled over to threaten me. And now he wants to call names. All right? I did not ask for this. I did not ask for this. You asked for this? This guy right here will not leave me alone. I did nothing to him, but he is down here harassing me. I've never seen him before. Get away from me. You are making it unsafe. You are threatening me and harassing me. I feel unsafe, 100%. You just got out of your vehicle after threatening to assault me. Back up.
I threatened to assault you.
Back up.
When did I threaten to assault you?
You also said you was going to run me out of town. Back away from my vehicle. Back away. You're going to make me.
No.
Are you going to make me leave?
You've been harassing people.
I have not harassed anyone.
Right.
I have not. Back up. Leave me alone.
You have been
Leave me alone. Back up. Stop harassing me. Leave me
Speaking
alone.
up is
Back
far
up.
different than
Stop
harassing.
harassing me. Back up. Back up. Leave me alone. Back up. Leave me alone. Nobody asked you to stop and harass me. Go away and leave me alone. Go away.
And there he
Leave me
shows
alone.
the neo-Nazi
Leave me
community
alone.
he comes from.
Leave me alone. Stop harassing me. Stop cursing at me. Stop. Leave me alone.
Yes, I stick up for LGBT people. Yes, I'm often picked on and called a homosexual, or the derogatory terms for them.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
You go back over there and video anything right
I'm a really big douchebag.
Leave me alone! 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 Leave me alone!
I can't quite tell if you guys got better technology. Does he ask me how many people I've killed? Or does he tell me how many people I've killed?
Leave me alone! 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 VRY. I didn't.
After that, I did go in and talk to the ladies in there. I had to calm down for like an hour to be able to function, to do anything other than just talk. I mean, just stuck being afraid. Who am I going to call? You know? Ryan to the rescue. Ryan wasn't able to. His mom was afraid for him, so. All right, it is. So why do you think it is most people do this stuff again?
Because.
You notice it bleaches out on me
Like the
sometimes.
whole being afraid of the police. Are you afraid of them?
Yeah, because they like to use their power. They abuse it. They don't protect and serve like what it says. They abuse and abuse. You know, it's not right. And I feel like there's some good cops, yes, but they all are under the same system, which is bad. And they don't know that. And there's some good people. They try, but they just get called crazy and they get dropped the ground, and it doesn't make sense because everybody wants to do something, they say, but they don't do it. They just make it worse for people who have problems like us, like me, like anybody else, you know? Like, it's stupid.
Nobody wants to help anybody else, and if they do, their idea of helping is talking over them or kill anybody else.
Yeah, exactly. Or they don't want to hear. They just assume. They want. It's stupid because nobody ever wants to help. They always say they do, but when it comes down to it, oh nope, I can't do it.
So are you too afraid to go in and talk with me?
No, I'm not afraid. They can't really do anything to me. They've already done too much.
See, we gotta stick up for each other and look out for each other, or we all take the shaft.
Now, that situation ended up being a little bit different. It happens. Let's see. There's also the officers who came and harassed me over not Sandhills Crisis Intervention, First Steps. I was starting to make this video right here about needing protection from law enforcement when law enforcement showed up to harass me from First Steps.
I left there was a safety issue, and I left. You coming and harassing me over those people is not okay. I left. I haven't been back in 3 days. I haven't tried to go back.
Law enforcement sends me to mental health.
You are harassing me. It is not appropriate for you to come do this here.
They asked me to go back.
Well, I haven't been back. I left there was a safety issue, and I left. You
That was
coming and
January
harassing
5th.
me over those people is not okay. I left. I haven't been back in 3 days. I haven't tried to go back. I'm not interested in going back. You are harassing me. It is not appropriate for you to come do this here.
They asked me to.
Now, what is your name?
My last name is Burnt.
All right, can I get your card?
I don't have any right now, but they're at the police department.
I don't have any right now. Like, come on,
Now,
dude.
these
Less
guys
aggression.
are trying to turn in this department. This is what they do when you try to turn them in. Mandated reporters breaking the law and taking it to disabled people. As you can tell, there are 2 officers there. We're going to get out and we're going to make sure that we film them both as they back out of the vehicle or out of the parking lot. You see how inappropriate this is?
I did go buy the USB stick, but I don't have the ability to do stuff in the library. Like, I gotta carry stuff. on a fucked up back, and y'all don't even know. Alright, what's the next one? The one called Hopefully Ryan is Ready. I wasn't sure if you said 3 or 3:30. This one's got some pretty important stuff in it too. Because that shows the next day when he came to help me at 3:30, and about how there was a lady who came and talked to me, the things that she said. I'm going to try to find a piece of paper here. I know there is one in my vehicle that, it's a piece of cardboard, but it has the information on it for what time in the videos certain things happened and what times I spoke to certain people. But if you look at my car, like alright, I got these little notebooks so I could write them in them. They're pretty small, but at least it's something. I'm gonna open one of them up and... Where the hell is that piece of cardboard though? See, this is definitely not what I wanted to live in. That piece of cardboard is an important piece of evidence, believe it or not. Now I gotta find it. Losing something that simple can create a very big issue. Y'all don't even know because you haven't had to go through it. Oh, come on now. I do apologize for this. Oh my god. You know what? We'll just,
Sean?
Yep.
Alright. My name is Cheryl, and I'm the county homeless liaison for the county here.
I used to do that in Boulder.
Did you do that in Boulder?
I did.
I work
Homeless
out of Cost
liaison.
Community Action, which, works towards housing and things.
You have no idea how many times I called them and I had to call them alone.
Way to go about it is go over there, but I heard you didn't want to go to Astoria.
She's literally going out of her way to miss what it is that I'm saying. She heard. Well, why doesn't she hear it straight out of my mouth? See, these people are not properly addressing the situation. They're just trying to make it as oh, Sean won't try anything. No, I'm literally trying to do what I'm legally supposed to do, and all these places are trying to pawn me off on others after making a quick profit. They write your name down, get to pretend that they did something, and tell you to go somewhere else. When I need to turn in crimes that have been committed against me, bullying me into going somewhere else is not okay. Alright, well, I can't find that piece of paper. But the thing is that this lady just repeatedly changes the subject. This one is called Hopefully Ryan is Ready. I wasn't sure if you said 3 or 3:30. I think this is about the time I'm talking to him. Maybe here, who knows. We were having a magic show in there, so I'm outside. Oh, there you are. Oh my god, dude. I about had a heart attack.
Oh no, I'm still here.
I looked at the clock and it was 44 minutes, or 14 minutes past when I was supposed to meet him.
That lady, she come by and started bugging me about the housing thing, and I'm like, I don't understand why people don't listen to me when I say I need someone there with me to explain it. And then, like that lady, I'm trying to explain to her, hey, I'm supposed to meet somebody, and she just wouldn't stop talking about her own thing. I got it. Obviously, I'm recording right now, I make sure I do for my safety. They got a bunch of kids in there, so. Oh. I thought you said you were going to help me at 3:30.
I would, but
that's all right. If you can't, you can't.
I can't.
I already knew it was coming.
Because my mom, for some reason, told so the girl that I'm talking to told my mom about this, and so my mom's telling me if I do this, I'm getting kicked out, and I won't have a place to stay, and I can't.
You help me?
Yeah, because she doesn't like me going against the cops, because she's terrified of them, because I was taken away multiple times because of my mom's friend lying pretty much to them, like straight up saying that she did all these drugs and she didn't, and so now I can't do anything, and it's stupid. Because I've been telling my mom that's nothing's gonna happen. I'm over the age of 18. They can't take me away. I'm my own adult.
At least you showed up, you know?
They still won't.
At least he wasn't a no-call, no-show. I couldn't talk at that point in time. He goes into some details about mental health and stuff like that, but most of what we're looking for here is towards the end.
All day and wait on it to fix itself.
Let's see, is this it?
Yes. You are just like any other patron. If another patron came in here and said, like, I would kick people.
He was very patient with me and very kind.
All day and wait on it to fix itself.
I think it's at like 3:02 that he starts talking with me. 3 hours
One of the
and
reasons that I like this
2
library
minutes.
is there's signs like
This is Josh at the library, and he's the one that informed me of the meeting they had on Wednesday, the day before that situation with the cops and that other guy in the red Honda Passport coming and yelling at me. Come on.
Well,
You out here?
I got like 22 minutes to spare.
Alright, and it's uploaded, or downloaded, or updated, whatever it was you're doing.
Yeah, I don't know
So,
what I was doing. My
it's important to
computer was
listen to
doing
what
it.
he's got to say, no joke. But I want to be able to show you one more situation with the cops, because when I tried to turn them in, it was just harm after harm after harm. Let's see. Maybe it's this one.
So, what happened to that Portland officer? They did not do.
Alright, I think we're looking for... Alright, it's right in here.
You want to talk to. So, Asbury Police Department asked me.
Let's see, is this phone overheating? Nope, it's starting to.
I was literally at the police
Starting to
station
cool
to
down.
try to
That's
get
good.
some paperwork that they'd been blowing me off on
That's real good.
for almost 2 weeks. Turn in Officer Holloway. Get that body camera evidence.
Now let's get the telephone here. See if we can remember what we were trying to look up on YouTube, huh? Might take us right to it. Sometimes it does. Alright, I'll click on the live video here. Bonjour, Officer McCoy.
Hey, Sean, how are you?
I'm not too good, but I definitely figured I had to come down here and get the information that I need to turn in the officers who have been committing crimes against me, as well as the situation at the place there.
Be on at 3 o'clock today. He's who you want to talk to. So, Astoria Police Department asked me to trespass you for Mr. Nice Guy. That's the one on 8th and Only.
Yeah, I left Mr. Nice Guy. I also recorded the situation. I don't know what I did at Mr. Nice Guy, but I walked in this morning. The lady, she said to me, well, she looked at my ID and she said, sorry, I can't serve you, and I left.
All right, yeah, I don't know the deal either. They just asked me to trespass you, so that's what I'm doing, okay?
Well, that's the thing about using police to harass me. I know people don't like me recording and telling the truth, but I am recording live on YouTube right now.
Do you understand what a trespass notice is?
I do. I'd like to get your card and also her card as well. I'd like another one. Are you sure you've given it to me?
Yes, I am positive. It's on video of me giving you a card, so.
I would like another one, and I would like her card.
The thing is, they like to say stuff is on video, but then you have to ask their boss for permission to get the video of what they actually said and what they actually did. So they can lie all they want, unless your public pretender is willing to do their job, and they're not willing to for a homeless person. That requires actually working. They don't want to work, they just want to get paid.
What's her name?
So, my name's Officer McCoy.
Your name's Officer McCoy? All right. This is Officer McCoy. This is Officer McCoy, and is your office open today?
No, it's not.
In order to turn you guys in and do it properly, I have to do it on paper, and I have to know who I into. The way that I've been treated the last few times that I've called this in to meet with someone.
Normal business hours, our office is open.
And I am
He doesn't allow me to
unsafe now
finish.
because
He just
of you
starts
guys
talking
not doing
openly.
your jobs, and because of you guys not doing your jobs.
Safe and warranted. Maybe you should find somewhere else that you do feel safe.
And you see intimidation to go elsewhere, just like that man yesterday. Sir, there's evidence here that you need to see of abuse by people in your community. All right. Ma'am, what is your name? It is illegal for you not to give me your name. What is your name? Now you see this? Now they're threatening me.
That's abuse of
They're
power.
threatening me with abuse of power. Now what am I supposed to do about this situation?
You try to tell on them, and they will blackball
I
you
guess
as a
over to
community.
Warren's Library.
That's because we don't live in the United States. This isn't America. These are
So this is
Nazi
what getting
tactics that are
blackballed
being
by a
used against
community
human
looks like.
beings. And it's across multiple jurisdictions.
Feeling unsafe here. Perhaps I should move
It
elsewhere.
doesn't matter what I do. People
I
are going
posted
to
up about
discriminate
Mr. Nice
against
Guy
me
this
anyway.
morning,
And
didn't
nobody
I?
cares that it's discrimination.
Did I do anything wrong or illegal or immoral there? No, I didn't. It's what getting blackballed by a community actually is. You get to see it firsthand. These police, they have no accountability. Zero.
So yeah, we get the bullies who want to bully us into leaving. We've got the mental health community that wants to convince us to leave. And then we've got officers like McCoy that want to bully us into leaving. Like, obviously, they're not trying to help. Obviously, I'm not a human being to them. Obviously, the way that you believe they're supposed to treat me, they're not. It doesn't make me trash for trying. It makes you trash for not trying. Yes, people are afraid. In Clatsop County, here in Tillamook County, over on Hood River and the Dalles. All these places want to send us to the others. None of them want to do anything about the abuse. They all get free money for writing our name down and pretending they did something. The problem is that they make money off of sending you to therapy. They don't make money off of doing their jobs as mandated reporters. Imagine if they had to cancel 5 of their hastily stacked sessions. That's the thing. You got a 50-minute session, right? And then 10 minutes after the session for your mental health worker to wrap things up the way that she needs to. And then, of course, she's into her next meeting with someone else. Now, if she has to stop that to do her mandated reporter job, obviously there's 4 people there that she has to cancel with, and they don't get to bill the government for. You guys are stupid. Stop being stupid.